Welcome back, everybody. It's Leo season.
Hey, we love Leo season.
We are back for season 4. Very, very excited to be here, I think.
Yes, we're a
We
little
are.
nervous. A little nervous.
We are very nervous. But we have to discuss something first because we're very sangry. Is that the word? I forgot.
We're very thirsty. We need our wine
Yes,
back here.
we are going to review this wine. We haven't tasted it yet. Oh, it's a Pinot Gris.
So if you guys have not gotten the memo, we have a wine subscription again. It's First Leaf. We actually really love them. I think more than Dry Farms, I would say.
Yeah, and it's cheaper.
Yeah. So thank you to my little person in Idaho who I have their address. Should I admit that live? I don't know.
We're not doing anything illegal.
Yeah, we're not. Okay, so this Pinot, how do you say it?
Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris offers a gentle introduction with soft scents of ripe lemon and fresh yellow peach. The light-bodied palate turns up the volume, introducing zesty citrus and Asian pear. This is a little weird, joined by wet stone notes that create, I don't know, that create a mouth-watering minerality and make each sip linger. That's a very intense.
It's like river rocks.
I'm very interested about what we're going to taste here.
Cheers to being back. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
This is very close to a Chard, which I'm really appreciating because normally if it was a Pinot Grigio,
they're too sweet.
But this is really good.
So you're supposed to pair this with fish tacos, spinach frittata, or crab cakes.
None for me, please.
Fish tacos would actually be really good, but I'm thinking more of like a lemon chicken type of a vibe I would like.
I don't eat fish, and I actually found out from Judy the witch. The witch is who we see. Her name is Judy. So you're gonna hear us reference the witch or Judy plenty this season.
Yes.
I'm allergic to basically all fish.
Yeah, I don't love fish, but a fish taco with this, but I like a lemon chicken would be really delicious with this for sure.
A pasta. I want pasta.
Like a lemon pasta. Pastina.
Or even a red pasta. Spicy pasta. Yeah, this is really good. One thing we actually saw this wine subscription from another influencer that we follow, and you can get like your first box really, really cheap. And so that's why we got it. The wine is still, I would say, a bit on the higher end side, but it's not Dry Farms expensive. And it's like different wines that you would get. Like this one, where is it from?
It's from Washington.
Oh, I have one from Australia. We've had a couple from South Africa that are super amazing. So I feel like we just get like different like regions, and you can get anywhere else.
Yeah, really. We each pay $90 a month for these, and we get 12 bottles of wine. So I feel like it's a great deal.
Not 12 bottles each, I wish.
No, 6 bottles each, 12 bottles total. But for $90, I feel like that's a good, and it's like quality wine.
Let me do some math.
Oh, wait, it tells us on these cards.
95.
Oh, never mind, it doesn't.
6. That's only
16. Oh, no, the wine retails for $28.
Okay, yeah. So it's actually only almost $16 a bottle, which I spend that at the liquor store for
easily. Basic wine. Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, we're gonna do much better at giving you guys the inside scoop on wine recommendations because I'm extremely passionate about wine. Taylor also is, but she doesn't drink it as much as I do, which is so sad. She drinks her weight in the wine when she sees it.
Yes, exactly.
She makes up for it.
I do. So yeah, that's our wine recommendation. It is called Well Light Pinot Gris. 2002 Columbia Valley, Washington. It's a cute little bottle with a whole well. It's very delicious.
That's one thing I would tell you guys. If you see wines at the liquor store that are from Willamette Valley or Columbia Valley, those ones are always really good. Washington does have really good wine.
So does Oregon. Willamette Valley's in Oregon.
Yeah. So we're back. It's still summer. It's officially Leo season. Tomorrow we're recording obviously before this comes out, but tomorrow's the first day of August. Very exciting. My birthday is very soon.
Shout out to the girl at Sephora who gave us our birthday gift a day early. Appreciate it. If you have not gotten your birthday gift and your birthday is in August or later, it's Moroccan oil.
Or there's 2 other things.
Yeah, but who cares?
They were so dumb. I didn't even know what they
Moroccan oil, shampoo, conditioner, hair oil, and a lotion. Sign me up. I love Moroccan oil.
And if you don't have Sephora's rewards yet, sign up.
Yeah,
like,
for
what
sure.
are you doing?
For sure.
But yeah, so I don't have really any plans for my birthday. I know you guys are shocked. I know you are so confused. But yeah, the vibes are just not vibing this year. I'm actually like really close to like a burnout stage, which then puts me into my chronic burnout stage. And I'm really trying to not get there right now.
Well, we have big plans for next year's birthday, and I think we're saving up all of our birthday vibes for next year because we are turning 35 next year, and that calls for the great thing that we're doing that we're not going to share yet.
I think we already spilled the tea a bit last season, but if you're an OG, then you already know and we don't need to worry about it. But yeah, Taylor's also in like a weird birthday vibe. It's very interesting. I think we've decided that if we don't prioritize our birthdays early on in the year and like make a plan, then everyone else's energy takes over and ruins our birthday energy, which is really rude.
At least we have each other.
It is true. And again, it's very rude of these people to like take so much of our time in August or before that we don't even have the energy, or people aren't even around for my birthday. Like, I'm sorry. From as long as I can remember, we get drunk on my birthday. We usually eat good food. We always have cake, and you really don't want to go to work the next day because that's the vibe. And people are like, sorry, not here.
Literally, since Shelby's 22nd birthday, it has always, yes, it has always been the plan of like, I just have to accept that on August 7th, I'll always have a hangover because I just get so drunk on Shelby's birthday. Granted, it was way different when we were in our 20s.
Worse.
Like, we were drinking like Malibu rum shots.
But we could bounce back and go to work easier then.
Yes.
Now it's like you just know you're gonna be really tired and upset.
Yeah, true.
But this year you don't work on the day after because it's Wednesday.
Yeah. So I have it off. So I took off Tuesday.
You sleeping over?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so I took off Tuesday and then I don't work Wednesday. So yeah, I'm excited for Shelby's birthday. Even though the vibes are not like our Leo vibes, I think it'll still be great. I think it'll be exactly what we need.
And in the future, like, don't be gone on our birthdays.
Yeah, literally.
And maybe next year, because we might be gone on like our thing that we're doing, but like find out first. Be like, hey, am I cleared?
Do you have plans?
Am I cleared to not hang out with you?
I mean, for my birthday, we're literally going to yoga and to the farmer's market. So.
Which I don't think we talked about this yet, but you were like, yeah, I want you guys to come to my yoga class. You're going to teach yoga on your birthday.
Yes. So I love it. I love it.
You shouldn't be working on your birthday.
But I love it. It brings me so much joy.
And second of all, I still haven't fully processed that, like, I never said yes, but I'm actually going to do yoga. And that sucks. But
you like it. My Saturday class is different. It's more of a workout. You'll like it. I promise. I will make sure that you enjoy it. If you follow Shelby on Instagram, you saw her journal prompt the other day about yoga, and she literally wrote, I hate yoga. Yoga makes me tired. Yoga makes me angry. Okay, I don't get it, but I'll make sure that you enjoy it.
I mean, I'm doing it, but I really thought about it. I was like, wow, I really have to do that. That's going to be fun.
I like that I suddenly pulled the birthday card to get you.
I didn't protest, but I was like, oh, wow. Okay. His forehead looks juicy. Guys, I also am really not getting Botox right now. It's really messing with me, especially going into my birthday. I've noticed that, like, going into knowing I'm getting older and I don't have Botox. So with the witch, Judy, I can't get Botox because she's trying to fix my Bell's palsy. And she's like, you can't freeze your face.
But can we take a moment and realize how much of a difference she has made? It's insane.
No, lately I'm starting to think I don't.
No, it's because you see yourself every day, but I'm telling you, every single time I see you, it's insane the difference.
I think one of the last things her and I talked about, because I was telling her, like, I think maybe it's not working anymore. And I was like, I feel like I notice it more. She told me, she was like, I need you to realize, like, you're noticing it more and you're irritated again because it's moving so much more. And like, I was also like, but I don't want to look like a freak. So like, that's why I would get Botox, is to like balance it and like make it so it didn't do these things. And I can't get it. But the wrinkles, that's
They're really not bad.
They're really not bad.
They're really not.
Compared to some people's, like I've mentioned before, I definitely judge you if you have wrinkles. I'll be looking at you while you speak to me and I'll be like, you need Botox. I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I actually don't have that many wrinkles.
No.
But it does mess with you when you see that.
Yes. I mean, we have an episode planned for this.
See? I want that again.
I have not had Botox for almost 6 months.
But your wrinkles are barely there.
I know. It's crazy. But we have an episode for this plan, but just like a little snippet. I go through this every year around my birthday. Like aging is such a blessing. Like we're so lucky to like age and like live a full life, but it really fucks with you. Like my last hair appointment, my hair lady showed me all my gray. They're not even gray. They're like silver white, which some people, every time I tell this story, I know. Every time I tell this story, people are like, I'm jealous. I really want hair like that, like silvery. And I don't. And she showed me, and I was literally like, Elise, I love you so much. We became really good friends. And I was like, but please never fucking show me my gray hair ever again. I cannot handle it.
You guys won't be able to see it, but I'm starting to get one over here on my side. It's somewhere over here. And I wear my hair in a ponytail like a lot. And normally they're just in my part. I'm getting a side one. And
it's so stressful. Mine are all around my ears. Like that's where she was showing me. And I was like, I cannot see. I cannot see. I cannot handle the fact that it's happening.
We both just listened to this podcast today, but they talked about it. When you look at a picture of yourself in the past, do you like see yourself as like, damn, I was so hot? Or do you feel like you appreciate yourself more now? I would say for me, I liked how thin I felt. Like I really didn't appreciate that part. I actually feel like I'm aging nice. I did enjoy my more mature vibes, I guess, because I look at it and I'm like, what were you wearing? Why is your eyeliner so dark? Like you just look so. I also sometimes look at it and I think I can see my energy in it, and I see like the sadness or the hardships. So when I look at myself, I'm like, actually appreciate my more mature aged self. Yeah. But I would like to be as skinny as I was.
Same. I think that the only thing I appreciate, because I wondered that too when I was listening to that podcast episode, I was like, wow, do I really think that? No, I don't. Like, I do appreciate my body, how it looks, but I know where I am right now. I'm a healthier version of me, even though it doesn't look like it. I know. Prettier. Yeah, same.
I was like,
I would be really curious if when you guys listen to this episode, if you let us know, like if you look back at old pictures of yourself and like how you look then compared to now. I feel like I like how I look more now, even though I do wish I was thinner, but I do know I'm healthier now than I was then, if that makes sense.
I also don't think there's like a right or wrong with this. I think some people don't age well. And I also think some people do. For me, I think I age well. Like I feel like I fit into my face more. I look at older pictures of me and I'm like, wow, my face like it just looked young. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe I just appreciate this side more. I don't think there's right or wrong, but I definitely feel like I'm like, I think I'm gonna be like a dope ass older person.
Well, I think also, like, I know that we joke around about this a lot, but like our early 20s were so hard and we drank so much alcohol to cope for things. And I feel like that really showed on like our face and our, like my skin.
Like acne.
Yeah, like my skin was so flaky and dry. And I know it was because I was drinking so much. And like, it's funny to joke about now, but I also will see like pictures of myself then and be like, oh, you poor thing. Like, I really wish I could give you a hug because alcohol is not the way to deal with this. You know what I mean?
Again, I was so thin and I really thought I was like
fat. Yeah.
So I wish, I think I said this before on the podcast too. Like when I was in high school, I see pictures of me in high school and I'm like, wow, I really like thought I was like the biggest girl on the cheer team. When I look back at it, I've always had like really skinny legs and those types of things. I think because I'm taller, I always just felt like I was bigger. But I look back and I'm like, dang, girl, you were like a size 2 and you thought you were like,
okay, high body dysmorphia, Taylor. I was literally in my 9th grade and 10th grade year as a 00 and I thought I was fat. Like,
never got to be a double zero.
I was a double zero and thought I was fat. And like, what the hell was wrong with you to think that that is fat? Because now I look back on those pictures and I'm like, you look like you have anorexia. I didn't.
Yeah.
I just was naturally thin. Don't know where that went. But I definitely look back at pictures and I'm like, wow, girl, like you really spent so much time so sad about how you looked.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I didn't ever feel very sad about it. And I don't think I still do. Like, I'll for sure like pick myself apart sometimes, but I never was like heavily sad about stuff like this. Henley, she struggles with that. Like, she'll sit down and be like, why do my legs do this? I'm like, everyone's legs do this when you sit. But she sees these, like, there's so many little girls her age that are like sticks, like unwell sticks. They don't even look cute because they're like, their knees are gonna snap. And she sees those kids without it. And she's like, why are my legs doing this? I'm like, everyone's, and theirs are going to get there. Like,
It's
don't
so
stress.
hard.
But
It's so hard.
yeah, when they ask that question about like, if you see videos of yourself back in the day, like, do you think you're hotter now or then? And I for sure say,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm hot. Like, that's weird. That's a weird term.
You just appreciate the more the like the way that you look more. Yeah.
I'm pretty. I think I'm like gaining more of my natural beauty, less makeup sometimes. My skin's better, but I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
Don't get me wrong, I will never stop getting Botox though.
Again, really want Botox for my wrinkles. Do not want gray hair. But
Botox, hair highlights, and lip injections will be like my.
No. Okay. The Olympics are going on right now. Do you think Suni Lee got lip injections and that's why she has those 2 spots on her lip?
I don't know.
I either think she has piercings, which seems really weird. And
that
like,
seems like a weird spot. Yeah.
But she has 2 red dots right here on like her lips.
I think that there's a lot of people that get botched by lip injections because when I told
Like
Tony,
permanent,
when I told Tony I was getting filler, I guess injections is not the right word.
Injections
when I said I was getting filler, he was like, absolutely not. And I was like, why? What's your deal? And he's like, you'll look like Farrah from Teen Mom. It's literally what he said. And I was like, no, like my lips look so natural and I'm so happy with them. And I haven't even gotten them filled for over a year. But we just have really good injectors, I think.
Yeah.
If you are in Cache Valley, I have a really good injector. If you are in the Salt Lake Valley, we had an interview with Naz and she's amazing. It just was a very long drive for me, but I have a really good lady in Cache Valley if you need somebody.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if Sunny, what's her name? Sunny Lee? What's the gymnast's name?
Sunny Lee.
Is it Sunny?
I think so.
I don't remember at this point, but I'm trying to decide, is it lip injections or what? But I will stand by this. I have a friend, our friend, she's a Leo. Shout out, girl. You know who you are. She has really thin lips, but her husband's not down for lip injections. And I keep being like, hey, he needs to go to town. You need to get this because I will never not have it. I haven't had it for what? Almost 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It lasted for a while.
Ever since then, like I love. I will always get it. I don't care if it's toxic. I will supplement by eating better food.
I am all about taking out the things that are bad for you, for your body, but I don't care that Botox is a botulism. I really don't. It makes me happy.
At the end of the day, Botox has been around for a minute.
Yeah, like it's all right. It's all right.
Anyways, I don't even know how we got on this tangent.
I don't either.
But it's my birthday soon.
That's where we started.
And I'll be 34.
Okay, so I have a list of things that I want to talk about. So I'm going to start with, we're kind of already leading into this, energy work. I've told the story about how we got with Judy, right?
Yes.
Okay, Judy's been fucking amazing. Truly. I also have been getting foot zones.
I want to do that.
Oh my God, if you're coming up, I'm going to text her. Yes, I'm going to text her. Okay, I've been getting foot zones. It was by a patient, one of my most favorite patients in my whole entire life. She is like an energy worker. She's so sweet. I love her to death. And she's like, please let me foot zone you. And I was like, I don't know, because it's kind of like a weird, like, where does this cross the line? Kind of.
I'm down.
It seriously is amazing. So I for a long time was like, I don't know if this crosses the line between like worker, patient, like I don't know. And finally I had like this really strong, like, I need to do this. I'm telling you, doing talk therapy, work with Judy, and foot zones have been my 3 things that have been so amazing. I cannot highly recommend this enough.
God, you've got to make that a t-shirt.
So my a foot zoner. She comes to my house. She comes like between like 7 and 9 o'clock PM. And she has you like listen to some music. It's like some like beautiful meditation music. You put on an eye mask. She does her thing, and then she sneaks out and she texts you the next morning of like what she found.
Can we do this for your birthday?
Yes, I'm gonna text her as soon as we're done recording.
Is this a party thing? Can she do parties?
I bet. She's seriously amazing. And so I was telling Tony about it, and Tony's like, I really want to try this, like, because it's like a deep foot massage. So if you don't know what foot zoning is, your yum. Your foot tells a lot of things about your body. Like
it holds a lot of
yes,
things too.
And each part of your foot is like a different body part. So some parts are really painful and some parts aren't. Like it feels really good. But this music, like I felt like I was in a ketamine appointment, but not like I don't even know how to explain it. It was seriously, I've gotten two, and then I was telling Tony about it, and he's like, I need to try this. Like, I want a deep foot massage. And I was like, dude, it's deeper than a foot massage. But anyways, he got one, and he's like, I need that every month.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, not yet. I need it. Because Wally does stuff like this to my feet, and I'm telling you, the things it releases
it's
in my
insane.
body.
It's insane.
So wild. I can be like, hey, he'll be out of town or something. I'll be like, listen, my feet fucking need you.
Yes, it's seriously, I'm going to text her because I am telling you, if you guys are in Cache Valley, let me know. I can give you her number. She's incredible. And I told everybody at work, I was like, you guys all need to get a foot zone from her because she's amazing. Like, it's really crazy.
What I do also know, like, I've never had one, like I said, but when I had Henley, they talk a lot about like when your kid is like going through something, like there's pressure points on their feet that you can like, there's like a whole zoning thing, and it like relieves a lot of illnesses that babies will get. And like that to me was when I was like, wow, your feet really hold so much power.
Well, what's really cool about life now and like about this like Eastern medicine thing becoming so mainstream, they are starting to do foot zoning and Reiki in hospitals. And I'm so happy about that because there is so much to energy work. And if people don't believe in it, I challenge you to just try it, because once you try it, like even you were kind of like, I don't know. And then you met with Judy and you're like, there is something to it.
Yeah.
So it is cool that hospitals are bringing foot zoning and Reiki in because there's so much to it.
I mean, Taylor would talk a lot about like Reiki, I'm doing Reiki. And I'd be like, listen, it sounds like you're fucking raking your leaves. Like, I don't understand this. And I never really like got into it. And it wasn't until she's like, she's an energy worker. And that's when it's like, oh, okay, like maybe it's something with words. Words really change things for me. Like the words that people use, we've talked about it. But going to Judy, like the energy work has been very interesting because it's still like very strange. But then Taylor's like, I'm getting Reiki certified. I'm like, energy certified. Like, I don't know what it is, but what I would say, I hate doctors. Like that's my biggest thing. I hate wasting my time trying to find a doctor. The way that doctors work here is probably the biggest reason.
Yeah.
And once Taylor was like, I found this person, it's amazing. I'm a big on like recommendations. So like if someone's gone somewhere and it's been a good experience, that's all I need because I don't want to waste my time finding them. I don't want to waste my time figuring it out. If you have it, it's easy. You can make an appointment easy. I'll be locked in. And Judy has literally been the coolest shit ever.
I will say, I'm going to try not to go on a rant here. I have problems that I have to be on Western medications for the rest of my life. Blood thinners, thyroid medicine. I literally don't have a thyroid. Like I have to be on Western medication for the rest of my life. But Western med doctors suck. They don't care much about like the root cause. They don't like, I have a big problem with the way that, yes, I have a big problem with the way medicine is approached in America. And I feel blessed to work at the ketamine clinic because they are so Eastern medicine focused. And so like, let's use psychedelics. Let's use this, let's use yoga, let's use meditation to help your mental health. Not just like, let's throw all these meds at you and see what sticks. And I feel like since I've really incorporated energy work, my health has changed dramatically.
I think what's interesting for me, and I think through the season, you'll hear a lot more updates from us with Judy. I like calling her Judy, but also sometimes the witch. It's really weird to switch. That was a rhyme. Snoop Dogg's in the house. But
Shelby's starting her rap career.
I'm embarrassed now. anyways, we'll talk about it like way more, but I think what's interesting to me is like I'm not in like talk therapy right now. My therapist plays with her feet. She left. It's okay. I would still actually go back to her. Like if I could have just switched with her, I'm like I said, I don't want to go find these things. So I'm not actually in talk therapy, but this energy work is such a level of therapy. I don't even know how to explain it, but like I go into it very like, God, I don't want to go to see Judy today. Like, what are we even gonna deal with? Like this, like a waste of time. I felt that every single therapy session. And it's interesting like how much perspective, self-reflection, like all of these things that I think I do naturally, but she like heightens it. It's really weird. But it's like a level of therapy for me that I'm like, this is worth the money. And it's not that expensive.
No, it really isn't. I think that my trifecta right now with the talk therapy, my therapist is absolutely amazing. And I feel like, so my last little trifecta, I got a foot zone on Tuesday or on Wednesday. So I got a ketamine treatment on Wednesday, foot zone on Wednesday night. I saw I saw my therapist Thursday and then Judy on Friday. So I did everything in 1 week. And I'm telling you, I took such a massive step and everything combined to each other. Like, and I didn't tell any of them, like I tell my therapist about like Judy and the foot zones and stuff. And like, I never know how he feels. I'm like, do you think this is weird? But then the last therapy appointment, he was like, actually, can I get her phone number? I have some people I want to refer to her. So I definitely,
Judy, we are hooking you up, girl.
Honestly.
Give us a code for the podcast.
Honestly. But it was like so crazy how everything just flowed so well into each other. And I just made such massive progress. And I don't know. I think with your talk therapy situation, you're at a point that you don't really need it right now, I would say.
I think a lot of it is I'm a big head processor.
Yes, and I am not. Yeah.
But if I found a therapist again, I would still go once a month. Like I will never not be in therapy.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I just feel like, again, we talk about this all the time, but if you're not doing any sort of therapy, anything, whether it's energy work, whether it's talk therapy, like you should.
I would say too, like just going and like Taylor does ketamine, but that's not all she does.
No, I only do ketamine once like every 3 months.
Yeah, like if you're doing like a substance as your therapy, that is not enough. Like you need
absolutely.
Talk therapy is big. Talking to people is big, and like a therapist is a huge thing. Like don't just I would never just go to Judy and be like, I'm only doing energy work because that's not going to be the other aspect. You need all parts. Like this is so stupid to even like use as a reference, but like a lot of the times in work, we talk a lot about like if you're in a circle and there's something in the middle, I see this one thing. Everyone has different perspectives that they're seeing, and that's the same with like therapy and your journey. Is this one thing that you're going to is only going to show you this one dimension, and you need all aspects of like to complete the cube or the circle or whatever scenario that you're in. And that's why like I will for sure go back to talk therapy and I'll always do it, but I'll also probably always be in energy therapy. Yeah.
And I want to touch about what you said about ketamine. Ketamine works with everybody's brains differently. Personally, I don't feel like I need a substance to make progress, but there are people out there that do need ketamine for breakthroughs. I only use ketamine when I feel like, okay, I'm ready for this next step in my healing journey.
To like unlock
something. Like let's unlock this. And that's what my intention is going into it of like, okay, what's this next season look like for me? But everybody's not the same. So if you do need a substance like ketamine in a controlled, safe environment, not just on the street, please. That will be great. I also swear by microdosing. I swear by microdosing. That has helped my anxiety so much and helped me just process so much stuff. But I also don't feel like I rely on it. I use it as a tool. And I think that's really important to make that distinction of like, don't rely on weed, don't rely on alcohol, don't rely on mushrooms, don't rely on ketamine. Like you can do it in your own brain.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also you can clearly tell that we have not podcasted with you guys for a while. We're like, we have so much to
I know, we do.
But yeah, we're both still seeing Judy. Like I said, you'll probably hear every week an update, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, not every week, because we go maybe we're in off cycles now.
We are in off cycles. Yeah.
We go every 2 weeks to see Judy, and I think normally we were going the same week, but now we're off. So every week you might hear about Judy.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want her phone number, let us know because she is amazing. Truly.
Literally the best. Okay, so what have we been up to since the break? Let's chat about that.
So we went to California.
Wait. Before that, we went to Blanding.
Oh yeah, Blanding. That's where we
started.
start.
Land of the free, my homeland.
Oh my God, it was so fun. I fucking love Blanding so much.
I really enjoy when you guys come. I won't lie, like
I love it. I love it.
I love going down there very often. I've been very vocal about that, but when everyone comes, it's really good time.
I had so much fun. Every time I go to Blanding, I think it's so fun. And it was just like a really, really good vibe, minus a few little moments. But overall, Shelby's niece, kind of my niece, I guess. I claim her as my niece. She graduated high school. We threw her a Barbie graduation party.
The cutest party ever.
It was seriously, it was such a fun vibe. And we just like chilled. We played cards all night. We went to Shelby's grandma's house forever, walked around her garden. Her grandma gave us like a bunch of starts of flowers. It was just a really beautiful time. We stopped in Moab, ate bomb pasta.
Ooh, that was good pasta.
Like it was a really fun time. I love Blanding.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun planning the party, a bit stressful because I think sometimes I forget how much goes into party planning, and like I'm big on creating an experience. And so everything just kind of hit at once, and I started to be like, oh, okay, this is a lot more than I should have been preparing a lot sooner, probably.
But it turned out so good.
Yeah, but it turned out really, really good. We were like in full, I don't know how to explain what this vibe is, but we're just like, when we're together with like our group of people, we're just like so, I don't know the word, but like all weekend,
happy. I think
all weekend
happy.
we were like, hi Barbie.
It was so fun.
Adventure Barbie, like everything was like,
and all the boys wore their Ken shirts.
Like we're just like not, we don't have egos. We're just like almost like kids, I guess. I would say like we're just like having so much genuine fun, and it was really fun. Like leaning into the like, oh hey Barbie, oh mean Barbie,
and like the boys are calling us Barbies too, and it was so fun.
Yeah, so it's just like it was a really really good vibe, and like I said, I think it's really fun when you guys come. I think we should try and do it more often because it's like, I don't know, it's just like a different environment. We took them out on the side by sides. My uncle has a lot of side by sides, so Crystal, my sister, arranged like this whole
it was so fun
thing so that they could kind of see a little bit more of like the outdoors, because like Blanding has a lot of stuff in their back door. No pun intended.
We were full on adventure Barbies for the day. Dirty Barbies. It was so freaking fun.
So yeah, Blanding was a good time. Planning the party was fun. If anyone needs a Barbie party, let me know, because that was such a good theme.
Oh my God. We made jungle juice too. Accidentally made jungle juice, and we were all so silly. Like it was so silly. Everyone that drank the jungle juice was like so drunk, but like a silly drunk. Like there was no drama the whole night of the party. It was so fun.
Yeah, it wasn't like messy drunk. It wasn't like
it was just silly, silly fun.
Wow, that was juice.
Glittery jungle juice.
Sipping on gin and juice vibe. What gin and juice vibe? Wow. Yeah, it was a good time. So we basically, my niece graduated. We went to Blanding. About a month later, we went to California. That's what I would say was like our summer vacation.
It was really fun. Tony and I went to the beach for the summer solstice. That was my big goal, was to have my leg healed by the summer solstice. It was not fully healed, but we had such a great time. We went to the Santa Monica Pier and we rode the rides all night. We watched the moon come up. Like it was top probably 2 nights with Tony this year. We had so much fun.
Yeah, Taylor did get in the water.
I did. Got an infection, but it's all right. It was worth every second.
I think it maybe was a cleansing infection.
I think so. My leg's doing great.
I don't know what it is about us going to the beach though. Like we know how to beach. Yes. We should be Ken at that moment.
Honestly.
Because we have snacks. We always have a good meal. Pizza. We have the best time in the water. We have wine. It's just a good time.
We had so much fun in California.
I will say, I don't want to admit it out loud, but I have to. every like January, February, we go to Malibu and we go to our favorite beach. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Don't fucking go in the summer.
It's true. It is a magical place in the winter, but the summer was that was my least favorite beach day ever because it was just really intense. And I almost had to pay $60 for parking. Thank God I bought a bottle of wine instead.
So many people. And normally when we go in the winter, it's not like that. We did get bomb coleslaw, which is
always a highlight. Yeah.
So it will be my sanctuary when I need to beat the winter blues.
Yes, but not in the summer.
I'll continue to go January, February. I will never go again in the summer.
Agree. Hard agree with that.
What else? Oh, we went to Universal Studios. We loved that.
Yeah, that was fun. That was so fun.
They have the best spicy margarita.
Oh my God.
Taylor and I did maybe chug 2 of them in secret.
We said we were going to the bathroom. And Tony and Wally were like, you guys should probably stop on the margaritas. Okay, we only get them when we go to Universal, and there's not ever a spicy margarita that's ever like this.
For them, they don't like that we spend money on these things.
Yes, but it's worth every penny.
Yeah, so we were like, oh, we do need to pee, and we were getting ready to leave the area, and like you don't really go back to the same area.
It's far, it's out of the way.
We'd already had a few.
And the poor little bartender was like, you guys want 2? Because we've been ordering 2 because I was ordering for Tony.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's like, you guys want 2? And I was like,
but
yeah, I do.
This is the thing that girls do where it's like, we all want more, but no one wants to be the person who later asks, do you want another? And so we just kind of looked at each other like, one of us has to speak up. We both wanted it. We both knew that it was a good idea and also a bad idea. I think he almost decided for us. He
did, and then we had to hurry and chug it so Tony and Wally didn't know.
We were hiding. We could
see
was people
really funny.
They were getting off of the ride. We almost got caught. Yeah, our friend Lois, she like suddenly found us, and we were like,
"Oh my God, do the boys know that you're here?" She's like, "No. What are you guys talking about?" So that was really silly. It was fun though. Just with the Universal. If you are ever in Universal Studios, it's right across the street from the Minion ride.
Yeah,
it's a tiny little Irish pub. The best
spicy margarita.
Yes, get tahini on the rim. They are truly the only thing that can compare is those ones in Cabo off of our cruise ship.
I wouldn't know because someone ruined mine. I don't want to talk about it.
Was not me. But those are the only ones that I can compare. The best spicy margaritas you will ever have in your life. They are so good.
I highly recommend.
And also our California trip, I really want to talk about this. I know you hate this word. Our inner child thrived in California. Henley really wanted to do
back up for a second. We actually were going for Henley's birthday. That's like what started the trip. She mentioned going to Universal for her birthday, and I was like, vacation, okay. And that's like why we were going.
Lois has an Airbnb there that we could stay in.
And so she wanted to go to Universal on her birthday, and then they have an American Girl doll store there, and she really wanted to go there. So like that's how the inner child came about.
Our inner child was so happy. This is one of my all-time favorite memories in my 33 years of life. We went to the American Girl doll store. I know. And I used to have American Girl dolls growing up. I had 2. I had Molly and Samantha.
She's rich.
No. And like American Girl has always just had a special place in my heart. And
I don't think let me back up. This was not a thing in Blanding. Or maybe I was
American Girls. You didn't read the books or anything growing up?
I have never heard of this until literally.
Really?
And it was Cabbage Patches. Maybe that's just like what we had access to.
That had to have been because American Girl was a huge thing. Like I had a computer game. I had all the books. Like it was a huge thing. I loved.
Oh, I'd have to ask some of the friends I grew up with that like had money. They might know, but none of them had them. So
that's so strange.
I think it was like maybe a city thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But at this store, Ashlyn, Shelby's niece, and then her other little niece, Aisley, my crew's daughter, they were like, should we buy a doll? Should we buy a doll? They bought a doll. And then Shelby and I were like, do we need a daughter?
So Taylor's a mom.
I'm finally a mother, you guys. Me, Isabel.
Everybody that can see us on YouTube, this is our
daughter.
This
is Isabel. She's our little 90s queen. And we love her. We had so much fun at this little lunch. If like the American Girl doll store, they have a little brunch that you do, and I
could almost cry thinking about that day.
It was so adorable, and we literally all were transformed to children because we were playing with our dolls, we were feeding our dolls, and it was so.
We had like a little lunch.
It was so cute,
and the dolls have like a little high chair that they get to sit in, and yeah, like seeing Ashlyn and Ainsley be like, "Oh, girl, calm down."
Keep your vagina covered, Izzy.
She likes to put her kuka out, and we're trying to teach her manners. She also drinks wine already.
Bless her heart.
But yeah, I think seeing like my nieces like really dive into it and then being like, let's get one to share. And then they're like, wait, we can share dolls?
Yeah.
So we share custody.
Yes.
Wally and Tony are not happy.
They are actually really triggered by the situation.
Really fucking pissed.
Don't know why. Still don't know why to this day.
It was a very interesting
Tony has calmed down about it because I told him like the whole story, but
joke with him about Izzy.
No.
Like he does not want her to come to dinner with us. He does not want her to be his child. Like it's very sad for sorry girl.
You only have mothers, not fathers.
Let's be honest.
Childhood trauma.
Yeah, they were not happy. And we were like, well, if we would have spent the same amount of money on alcohol.
She wasn't even that expensive.
Yeah. If we would have spent the same amount of on alcohol, like came home and like, oh, we bought this wine, they'd be like, okay, that's normal. But because it was something that was like a childhood waste of money to them, they're not happy.
So then the next day when we went to Universal, they were looking at like the Jurassic Park gift store and like looking at all the dinosaurs. And we were like, do you guys want to buy a dinosaur?
Like, do you want to unlock any
Yes,
trauma?
like this actually heals. It actually has healed a lot of things for me that I didn't even realize. Like something so silly has really been, and I think that was the same for all of us there.
I think it was definitely my nieces. Like that was like a thing that was special and unlocked something for them. Ashlyn was like straight up crying.
It was so sweet.
She was like so tender and
so
like
sweet.
up. Like it was.
It's gonna make me cry thinking about it. It was special.
Felt anything unlocked. I just think it's silly and funny, and I like to lean into that side. But I mean, again, Cabbage Patch Girl. I always had dolls. I have no trauma around dolls. I love them.
I don't have trauma around dolls either. I think it's just like the fact that sometimes I feel like I had to grow up so fast. And I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's something to unpack in therapy, but I do feel like it healed a lot of things for me that I don't know. It was a very special day that I will truly remember for the rest of my life.
I think for me, it was special watching the girls, like seeing Henley. I think it was nice for her to see that adults can do stuff like this because again, like if you see how Tony and Wally reacted, like that's the normal adult response. Like the kids do that, but like adults don't do it with you. And like Henley always wants me to play with her and play dolls and like all this stuff. And I think as adults, we don't stop enough to just be like,
let's have fun.
Okay, let's pretend that we're not 33 and we're a child again. And I think it was really nice to do that for the kids because I don't know, for me, I want them to know that like life's not that serious and like honestly, there's so many adults that would be like, I will never just fucking sit at this table with you and pretend our dolls are real and pretend that they need their food. And like, I mean, it's silly, but I fucking had fun.
It was so fun. And
this is Izzy. She's our daughter. We share custody and we'll continue the story, but I won't keep holding her.
Yeah, let's put her down. Don't burn her hair. I also had a full circle moment. It may be silly and dumb, but it's fine. There was this specific American Girl doll book that my mom got for me when I was like 12, like right before I started my period. And it's all about like puberty and growing up and like those things. Anyways, they had the same book. And so I got it for Henley and does she?
She actually just talked to me about her period.
Really?
Where the fuck did this come from? Like that book Taylor got her.
And I have to shout out my mom.
She's curious about it. That's why I think she's been reading it because she like I think she's starting to be curious, and so she has realized there's information in there. But I love that she talked to me.
Yes.
That was really cool.
I have to shout out my mom because my mom never, ever, ever made me feel Like, I couldn't talk to her about these things. I was just too scared. But like when I first started wearing deodorant, like she never asked me. She just like one day bought it and put it in my room. Same thing with bras. I would wear swimming suits under my shirts. I didn't need a bra. I had small boobs until I was like 21, but I would wear swimsuit tops under my shirt. And one day she saw it and she's like, "Why are you wearing a swimsuit?" Because it's like the winter. And I was like super weird about it because I don't know. And the next day I showed up and I had a whole stack of bras just on my bed. Like we never talked about it. It was never a thing. So thanks, Mom, because you really created such a safe space. But I was too afraid to talk about it. But this book literally, like, my whole puberty life was from this book. So it was like a lot to like buy that for Henley because like I've literally known her since she was born. And it's crazy that like it's coming to that point. Like it's insane. But it was just like a really beautiful full circle moment of like, holy shit, like this is just a really special thing.
I will say, I do think our generation is doing really well at opening the conversation around these things for our kids. Like, just like you're saying the story about how it went with your mom. I had similar experiences with my grandma. Like, I think she was a bit more open with us of like, oh, you need to start wearing a bra, those types of things. But it was really like a taboo topic.
Yeah.
And now Henley's talking to me about it. Henley started to need bras, deodorant, and me and my sister were like, hey, the girls, I think they're at this age. Like, are you doing this? Like, we kind of check in with each other because they're like similar ages. And I think parents in general are like talking more about, I think this is a thing. Should we address it? And I don't think that was happening back then.
Yeah, for
love,
sure.
love that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's like pretty dope seeing like what us millennials are doing.
Yes.
Because we're Leos and millennials. I wanted to remind you guys. I don't know why I'm leaning into this so much.
Casey forgot.
Maybe it's because everyone's ditching me for my birthday.
Okay, so next on my list. Okay, I'm gonna take an intermission and do a little rant. Okay.
While she does this, please excuse my absence on the video. I need to see if we have ice in this cup.
Okay. I do not understand extreme Christianity. I don't get it. Okay. I hope she doesn't listen. I'm sure she doesn't. If you do, bless your heart. I had this girl I went to high school with. I think I told you about her. She drove drunk and she got in a car accident coming home from Wendover and she became paralyzed. And which that's such a dangerous road to be driving drunk on. I hate drunk drivers. So that's a whole thing. Anyway, she's completely given her life over to Jesus, which good for you. Question mark. She posted
Mormon Jesus or Christian
extreme Christianity.
Oh,
she posted this whole thing the other day about how yoga is of the devil. And I was just reading it and I was like, oh my God, what is this? Because, okay, so yoga has spiritual roots in Hinduism. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't mean that it is all based off of religious, but people are weird about it. And even Mormon people. So for example, Tony's parents, because I have like a Buddha thing in my basement, like a Buddha statue, and they were like so unwell about it. They were like, do you worship this? And I was like, no, I just think it's pretty. Like, I just like it.
It's sweet.
I know. And like they were unwell about it. And I was like, that's so weird. But then when I got my yoga teaching certification, we had a whole section that was like about like religion and like how other religions have a problem with yoga. They think it's of the devil, blah, blah. So this girl that I went to high school with posted this whole long thing on Facebook complaining about how yoga was like devil worshiping. And I was like, what the hell? I was literally like getting ready to go teach yoga on a Saturday morning and I was reading this and I was like, this is just really sad because we all know I don't believe in God. Like God is a man in the sky. Like I don't believe in that. And the fact that these people literally give their entire life to, in my opinion, this fictional thing is really sad. And if you don't like yoga, like you don't like yoga, that's fine. It's okay, but it's not of the devil. It's really silly to me. And I do not understand extreme Christianity because, again, you're operating on full faith that this is true. And I just don't see it being true, which this is all my opinion. This is all my opinion.
Here's what I would say. It really bothers me that people see something that's spiritual on, let's say, the right side and something that's spiritual on the left side, and they can't see the spirituality in between the two, and that's what tells me something is toxic.
Yes.
Like that's what I always didn't align with the Mormon church, was you want me to be in this box, but there's certain things that don't seem right, or they're not truthful, or whatever. And they see this thing, they idolize this situation, or they have these teachings, no matter what religion it is. Because like Wally going to Afghanistan was like a big like culture moment where we like talked a lot about like how things are there with their religion, and like why we're in these wars, and like what they believe and stuff. And it really is that way in almost any religion. Like it's a thing, they're idolizing something, they're idolizing a teaching. And for me, when I think of like spirituality, that's separate from idolizing something. I don't idolize anything.
Yeah.
I'm not like, Judy's not my guide. Judy's not my God. Like anything
She's
spiritual or energetic is a resource that is happy and open, I think. And it can be whatever interpretation you want, but anything that is like focused on like, this is extreme bad and this is extreme good, never works for me. And the fact that someone could take a literal physical workout activity, let's start there. It's a fucking activity that's for working out, that has spiritual components of just relaxing, centering yourself, calming yourself, dealing with the fucking stress of life. And you can say that that's, I don't even know all the words that they want to say, like Satan's power. I'm sorry. If you think something as holistic as yoga is Satan, you're Satan.
I think at the end of the day, this is my thing. And I get really nervous to talk about religion because I feel like it seems like I'm shitting on people when I'm just processing my trauma with it. And I'm not. If you genuinely connect to your religion or your spirituality, I think that that's beautiful. I have Mormon women, and I say only Mormon because we live in a predominantly Mormon state.
Yeah.
I have Mormon women that come to my class every week, and they are like, I connected with Jesus and Heavenly Father so much. I love that for you. I connect with something different. I will never shit on people for connecting to what their version of God is. I never ever will. So when I saw this post, I was like, that's really a shitty thing to do, to call people out for something that brings a lot of people peace.
Here's the thing, like just like you're saying, whatever religion they're in, they connect to a spiritual higher power.
Yes.
It put whatever name you want on it. Yoga just helps you do something like that. It could be the Holy Ghost, which is like, again, Mormonism. That's what's common here. Like Taylor one time was like, your spirit guides. And I was like, what are you talking about?
It's like the Holy Ghost. Yeah.
Because I grew up Mormon, and in my mind it was like, wait a second, I don't practice Mormonism, and I like rejected it heavily. And it's because words like that change something. And so again, I think it comes back to the words tied to something. They're connecting to something, whatever they want to call it, spiritually. But if it's not specifically said that in yoga, Satan. Devil, you're trash.
Yeah. But I just feel like at the end of the day, connect with whatever spiritual presence you want to. But if your religion is asking you to dedicate your whole life to it, think a little bit about it, because no religion should ever do that. No Jesus or God or Heavenly Father or whatever you see would ever want you to not enjoy your life here on earth and give everything to them. Just think about it, is all the only advice I would give about it.
It's interesting too, because Judy and I talk a lot about stuff like this, because I think spirituality is like a side of me that I'm curious about, I'm in tune with, but I'm like also, I don't like certain words around things, but I also have a lot of people around me that still practice it, or have trauma tied to it that I don't have, because I'm very in tune. I knew very early on, like, Mormon religion is not for me. Y'all want me in a box. Like, I don't do those type of things. I do things that feel right or wrong to me. And if it aligns with you, great. If not, but we talk a lot about these things and how deep this type of, like, any organized religion really can be, and how it changes people's perceptions. Like, there's people that think tarot cards are the devil, and my sister's one of them, where again, Mormonism teaches that. And so I think it's like these religions tell you, like, idolizing these things or tuning into something giving you a sign the Holy Ghost gives them signs,
Yeah.
or whatever power they want gives them signs, and that's not bad. Like, I could say the Holy Ghost is the devil, but actually, even though I don't practice it, like, I think the Holy Ghost is probably a really great spirit that's telling you something really good.
For sure.
Like, those aren't seen as, they shouldn't be seen as bad, and those religions will teach you that something that gentle, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, is bad, and that's just wild to me.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't understand. Loki was a little bit offended, maybe, because I don't know. Extreme Christianity is just, religion is a lot for me to process, still working through those religious traumas. But I just don't think any religion that tells you to give things up is something that you should dedicate your whole life to. I think if something brings you comfort, no matter what it is, maybe it's taking sacrament every week. I love that for you. But I don't know. I just think anything that brings you comfort, because death is such a scary thing and what happens after life is such a scary unknown thing. Whatever brings you comfort should be great, and don't shit on what brings other people comfort. I think that's the bottom line of, like, if yoga or tarot cards or whatever brings people comfort, let them have that.
Well, and yogis aren't out there protesting, posting all over their
Oh,
maybe
no.
probably there are
Probably,
some.
yeah.
Like, they're not out there like being like, I don't know, shitting all over.
Stop your religion.
Yeah,
like, no, not at all.
It's an actual physical workout activity.
Yeah.
It's on your watch as an activity for physical fitness. Think of it as the basics of what it is. Just because it's asking you to like breathe and channel something, like, that's not Satan. Satan doesn't even breathe.
Satan doesn't even have lungs.
He's trash. I don't even know if I believe in Satan.
Anyways, that's my rant. I was just like, wow, very interesting. But that's my first rant. I have a second rant, but let's talk about our 10K first.
Okay. So Taylor signed up to climb a mountain. I said I wouldn't do it. I think in the last season you knew that I did sign up as well, supporting my girl.
And she fucking showed up and supported. For sure.
To murder me, but I was
no,
like, it's fine.
I appreciate
Our
it.
Relationship can stand this test of time.
Yes.
Yeah, so we did our first 10K. We still have another one coming up. I love shit like this, actually. Like, I love an organized push yourself fitness wise thing. Normally it'd be like on the road running. But this was,
it was hard.
The dirt and the sticks. It was hard. Trail. My shoes were blue. That's still fucking with me. Blue is not what I do. Or the mountains or the dirt, but
or the mosquito bites. I literally probably have 50.
Or incline. I don't do incline.
Yeah.
I like a nice chill road. But yeah, it was really fun. I think going into it, we've been very, very negative. We were very stressed about it, all of us in our group. And I had like this moment where I was like, listen, working out like this is actually a huge mental test. Cardio in general, running in general, and it's a trail run, but you could hike it. And I think going into it with negative energy, which we'll talk about even way more this season, but going into things with like this negative bullshit attitude ruins everything. Like, it doesn't start you up for success. And anything that tests you mentally, if you go into it knowing that you've been talking a bunch of shit and everyone's like negative about it, you're all stupid and you're gonna fail. So I like really quickly towards the like start of it was like, oh shit, we've been really terrible. Like, we've been talking really terrible about something that's actually gonna be really fun and like powerful to do together. So I think that also comes to the fact that like I didn't take it that seriously. But it's also because like I knew it wasn't gonna be like a terrible challenge for me, and I don't want to sound like a dick, but like I knew it wasn't going to be like a terrible thing for me to do. I knew I would hate it, but I wasn't going to like suck at it. But I think that when you don't do cardio, because Taylor's a yogi, I'm a cardio, it's different.
Let me tell my experience with it. So originally I signed up because honestly, because of this ulcer on my leg, I felt so out of control of my body that when I saw this, because I did a snowshoeing event with them back in January, and I saw like at the snowshoeing event, there was lots of talk of like this women's epic run, this trail run, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, kind of blew it off. And then since I'd already done this event with them, I got an email for it. And my friend Heidi, I was getting my teeth whitened, and she's like, let's sign up. Like, why shouldn't we? And I was like, well, I don't know. And so I signed up right then and there in the chair. And then I literally text Shelby right after I ever signed up. I was like, hey, sign up for this. And she was like, no. Yeah, she did. And then I told my therapist, like, oh my gosh, I signed up for this thing. And he was like, well, do you run? And I was like, no, I hate running. And he's like, so why did you sign up? And I was like, I don't know. And he said, let's do some EMDR about this. And I hate when he says that so much.
I hated when my therapist.
And I was like, okay, anyway, EMDR, I found out. I felt so out of control of my body. This was my sense of like bringing back that control.
You wanted power.
Yes, I wanted power. And it was so hard. The hardest physical challenge I've ever done, but I also learned so much about myself, and I'm so glad that we have a second one coming up because I'm approaching this second one so differently. I despise cardio. I despise it. But what I realized with this is when things get really hard physically, I just stop. Yep. Because there were so many times up that mountain that I was like, I'm turning around. Like in my head, I'd say, I'm just fucking turning around. I don't care. Like I have another one in September. It's fine. And Shelby was like, you're not turning around. And then Tanya, our friend Tanya too, was like, we will carry you up this mountain. Like you're making it up. I'm not going to carry you. But it was like, they did not let me quit. And I'm glad.
Positivity.
It was
a bit there.
But it's fine. It's fine because I learned that when things get too physically hard, I'm just like, I showed up and that's enough.
Yeah.
And so I thought I had been training like crazy. And then when I showed up and did it, just showing up was not enough. I don't push myself enough. And that was a huge lesson for me of like, wow, yeah, you show up every day, but you don't push yourself every day. You do the bare minimum. And that was a very, very big lesson for me because this was fucking hard. And halfway through, I asked Shelby, I'm like, is this even hard for you? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh, as I like dripping in sweat, my heart rate's at like 170. And I was like, wow, okay. This is not hard for you. Like, what the hell?
Listen, different bodies, different abilities, but
still,
I did like in that moment, I remember, I think I said something like, I don't think you're gonna want my answer. It's like, I'm too honest, you know, like I didn't want to lie to her, but I was also like, you're not gonna be happy with what I'm about to tell you. But I'm really happy to hear these epiphanies you're having. This is something I don't know. We can cut this out if this is too much for you. But like, these are things that I have been wanting to say to you for a really long time. But I think it goes to those things where it's like,
you have to learn it for yourself.
For themselves, and they have to see it for themselves. And if they're not ready to hear it, like I never felt like I felt comfortable giving you that tough love. Like I wanted to, and I'd kind of hint at stuff sometimes, but like I never felt like you were in a space to understand it. I don't know. It's really weird. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but for sure.
I remember like there's been multiple times where I'm like, I just want to be like, bitch, nut up. You back out way too often.
Yeah.
But I think, again, people have different mental spaces. People have different, like, I'm very, like, driven, motivated, like, all these weird, like, I don't love these qualities in me sometimes, but they get me through a lot of stuff. And some people don't have that, like, mental toughness. Enneagram 1s, don't worry about it. They've got it. They will beat themselves up until they do it. And I felt like you didn't have the ability to hear it, but it's like something I've been wanting to say to you for so long. Of like, listen, you are a little bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you literally like, and sometimes I think in my head, like if Taylor ever had a child, I think it would happen for you much easier, but you live such a, however you want to live your life, and you don't really have to you push yourself mentally when it comes to trauma and dealing with like
the mental stuff,
like the mental stuff. But like when it comes to you yourself and like pushing yourself, like you will back out instantly anytime. And to tell somebody that, which we're super fucking close, I just never felt like I could say it, and it was really sad for me.
But I learned it real quick. I learned it the first fucking mile in, you guys. I learned it real fast.
That's a lot of healing, I think I would say, and growth on my part.
Yeah.
Normally I would say that, but I have like so much respect for you too, that it's like, I knew it would absolutely crush you if I gave you that super tough Shelby love in those like conversations. Cause to me, this is something when it comes to somebody's, their own body, their own mental strength, their own abilities, I can't speak to that necessarily. I can identify like something that could help them, but until somebody experiences that themselves, I can't like.
Well, I think like at the end of the day, I felt like I was doing a lot, but I really wasn't. Like,
yeah.
And I will say, like, this, I have lost a lot of strength in my legs from this leg ulcer for sure, because it's painful when I move a lot.
Much mental.
It's so much mental, because the second it would stop hurting, I would get in my head and be like if I was doing a Peloton ride, for example, the second the ulcer would start hurting, I'd be like, oh, I'm doing too much. Like, I'm going to make it worse. Like, I got to stop. I got to slow down. So I wasn't pushing myself to my full ability, because I would say it's anxiety that got in the way.
You have medical PTSD.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why, like, I think I said to you a couple times, like, don't let your phantom pains or your, because
you said that multiple times.
Phantom pains and medical PTSD is real. Like, I'm not denying that, but like, don't let that fuck with you.
Yeah.
And that's why I kept like trying to say it before, because I was like, this is going to happen. I know you're gonna be like, oh, my leg hurts, because there's been plenty of times where even when my foot injury kicked in, I was like, oh. And it's because I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, this is easier to just be like, well, I'm in my own house. I can quit my workout or walk back. Like, but that's like, you have an actual thing that's happened to you multiple times, and it's acceptable that this has happened. And I don't love, but I love that you went through this experience.
No, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's great that it happened.
It's like, honestly, it was rough.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, it was rough for me as a friend watching you go through this mental battle. Like, to me, like, it was really sad and hard watching you go. Like, I could see you fighting with yourself, and that was so hard.
We talked about this, so
I know. Like, it was really hard, because like, I wanted to be like, listen, you got this. But I knew if I came and talked to you too much, like, you'd have like an emotional breakdown. So I was like, I gotta keep my distance. But like, it was really sad for me to see like my friend sitting there, like, I could see you in your head just being like, fuck this, like, you're a weak little bitch, like, get down the mountain, this is too much for you, like, you're holding everyone back, you're not at the, like, you're at the back, like,
literally, you guys, the last person. Not even joking. Well, I had the flag collector behind me.
I wasn't gonna say that, but like, but you know, like, that fucks with you. Like,
yeah,
it
does.
An ego check where you're just like, wow. And like, I could see that happening, and it was like watching you go through defeat and triumph, and like, you'd have like these moments of like positivity, and like, everyone's cheering you on, but I could tell that you were just like, you were so hurt. And that was really, really hard to watch, because it was just like, I just wanted to hold you and be like, let's just go drink champagne. But it's also like, no, bitch, let's go. Because like, it's not fun.
No, it was not. I mean, now I'm like, that was really fun. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait for the one in September, but for sure during it, I was like, fuck myself for signing up for this. Fuck my leg. Fuck Shelby and Tanya. Fuck Tony. Like,
I knew that one through your phone.
I am so over. Fuck this flag collector behind me trying to cheer me on. Like, I'm over it. Let me off of this mountain. But it was worth it at the end. It was, and I learned a lot, and I think that that's great, and I'm excited for the next one. And yeah, I learned a lot about myself. A lot of things I have to unpack. I have therapy tomorrow night. So a lot of things I have to unpack with that, but it was good. It was a very big, very, very big learning experience.
Here's the thing that I would say too, like, doing any type of like race, like running, cardio type thing, because like, there's not a lot of organized events around like things outside of that. I would say, like, there's marathons, like all these different things. It is so powerful and such a test. And like, I think that's what I always like, people always deflate the situation of like, I'm not fast enough, like, I don't want to do that because I don't run fast. I don't care how you do it. What I care about is that you showed up and that you finished. Because if you think about it, there are very few people in the world that even do anything like this. We were up early, we were going up a mountain, and like, I'm serious, like there's a percentage, I don't know it right now off the top of my head, but there's like only a small percentage of people that will even sign up for these things, show up to them, and actually finish them. And like, that's impressive.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Because it's not easy, and it doesn't matter. Like, I always tell people, like running or cardio type things like this, it's a very supportive community. Like, people are just so proud of you for even being there.
Yeah.
Because it's not fucking easy.
Yeah.
Anyone that tells you it's easy, like, they're as light as a feather and they've been doing it since they're 5. Like, yeah. And they just enjoy it. It's not easy. And it's not easy to them. They just forget because they just enjoy it that much.
I think that the biggest thing, honestly, like Rachel Hollis always said, like, your first race should be the Disney half marathon. And I always thought that would be like my first big challenging thing. And I'm so glad that it wasn't, because this women's epic was so epic.
Powerful. It
was so powerful. Like, even though I was the very last person, which is so embarrassing,
hey,
but
you
it's fine.
There was 4 of us. We had 5 of us. There's 5 last people.
Yeah, the veteran that was injured in Iraq was with me. It's fine, because every single female that passed me was like, you got this. Your shorts are cute. Wow, you got this. And then there was this one lady that's like, let me get this mosquito off your ass. Like, sorry, I'm going to touch your ass. Like, it was the most supportive thing. And then there was one lady that ran past me and she's like, you've got this. You're doing great. Remember, other people are still in bed. Like, you're doing something. I haven't even talked about this, so I'm going to be emotional, but she's like, you're doing something so great. And it just, like, even though I was struggling so much, it was like the most powerful community that, even though like physically I wasn't up to par with everybody, nobody ever made me feel like that at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's only your true, like, your own self that will cut you down, you know, like everyone else will always lift you up because people are just proud of you in those moments. But I think, like, I really appreciate going through that experience too, because I did not want to do the race. I did not want to sign up for it. I fucking hate anything with an incline. I hate being outdoors unless it's at the beach.
You hate dirt.
I don't want to be dirty, and I hate incline. Like, I really, like, put me on the road, sure, I'll run and I'll walk, like, whatever, but I hate an incline. It's so fucking hard, and I didn't want to be there. But going to this community was like the cutest thing ever. It's like everything I want to embody as a person and what I try to be. And like being in a space with other people. I mean, there are some people that were like, they were still kind, but like they're disingenuous a bit. Like, that's not, but like I was so proud of them for being there, you know? And like going and being part of this community was like, I fucking love that you branched out. You pushed so many of us to do it. We have another race coming up. More friends are doing it. And it's like, this is what it's all about.
And it was just, it really was, looking back now, like, it was so magical. And I text Tony halfway through the race and I was like, I don't care about the champagne. I don't care about any of that. The only thing that's getting me through is like the hug I'm going to get at the end. And it was like,
I cared about the champagne.
It was just so great to get at the end. And he was crying and he was like so proud.
He cried?
Yeah.
Aww.
I know. And it was just like, it was a very, very big accomplishment that I did not think I was going to make it through. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad for the next race so I can do better. Because
only go up from here.
Yeah, literally. But there was like a lady that was battling ovarian cancer and she got like, I don't even know if it was her family or her friends, but they passed me going down and she was like, you've got this, we've got this. And it was just like, oh, it was a lot.
It's really cool seeing women come together. I do want you to remember you do have an ulcer in your leg and you've had it for a long time. However, you have a lot of medical trauma and it holds you back often, and that's what so many people do in life. Like, so many little things hold them back in life, and I love that you went through this experience. You pushed yourself, you tried something, and now you have seen, I hold myself back a lot and I can't fucking wait to watch you like jump into that next level. Because like it's a thing, like everyone goes through this. Like, people hold themselves back all of the time. They make excuses in their head, they and like whatever. But you literally had a hole in your leg and you climbed up a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Easy. It was not fucking
Most
easy.
people would be like, well, once it's healed, I will do it. And then they still don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
true. So there's still time to join our team in September.
Vino Voyagers, please come.
Yeah.
Come mine.
My last rant, because holy shit, it's been a long time. Oh my god, you haven't even got to your list, I feel.
Okay. My list is actually fucking basic. I'll talk about it another time.
Okay, well, I just have to talk about this.
You sounded like I have a colleague that's Italian and she always says okay, like okay, the way that you just said it.
I have to go on a Taylor Swift rant.
I like Taylor Swift though.
I know. Okay, this is my confusion. Okay, you've called me out on this. I did say I like Taylor Swift's music.
I'm a Swiftie. I'm the original Swiftie. I founded Taylor Swift. Let's be specific.
Okay, let me quickly tell my journey with Taylor Swift. My grandfather, who's a little bit crazy, he gave me a Taylor Swift, her first debut album, before she was even famous. And he said, you guys have the same name. You kind of, yeah, you kind of look alike. We don't look alike at all. And he's like,
you have blonde hair, long hair.
I don't know. But he gave it to me. And I still to this day fuck with Taylor Swift's debut album. I think it's fantastic. Tim McGraw, Teardrops on My Guitar. Here's my thing. And this is why I'm confused that you like Taylor Swift, because you hate things that are super trendy and popular that everybody loves. I cannot stand Swifties. If you are a Swiftie and listening to this, I apologize. You're fucking annoying. Number 2, her new album is not good. And it is on every single playlist on Spotify. Running, walking, yoga, weightlifting, rock weightlifting, fucking Taylor Swift. I am sick of her. My football season was taken over by Taylor Swift. My playlists are taken over by Taylor Swift. My fucking TikTok is taken over by Taylor Swift. There's a conspiracy theory about Taylor Swift. I used to not think it's true. I think it might be kind of true because she's everywhere. I cannot stand it. I'm sick of her. Stop playing her music. Her new album's not good. I'm over it. I cannot.
Are you ready for my take?
Yes.
Here is my hot take. First, there's going to be a little bit of like tough love here.
Okay, let's hear it.
You are very much like me when it comes to something that's too much in your face that you don't personally like. So if you don't personally like something, you start to be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because I'm that way. When Wally wanted Arby's all the time, he loved Arby's. I'd be like, we're never fucking eating Arby's again.
Arby's. Hamilton. You were like this with Hamilton.
So
and Hamilton's great.
This is like where this like anger I think is coming from. I have a big fucking problem with people saying Taylor Swift ruined football because Henley is getting all of this hate in school from men, specifically boys, the dads being like,
yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay.
Football. I don't care if they're showing Taylor Swift. They show people all the time.
Let me clarify. I don't think she ruined football. I just am sick of hearing her.
You said she ruined my football.
I'm sick of seeing her.
Let me speak. So people are saying that she ruined football, or it's like all they see on their TV is Taylor at the football games. They show celebrities all the time. She is one of the most top women in the fucking world, making a ton of money by just having music and going on tour and showing up somewhere. So let's talk about the hate that we're spreading about a person just for being successful.
But I guess why?
I'm still not done. So people are upset that she showed up to a game. She's just there because she's successful. So we talk all the time about we don't like that people hate on us for like spreading our wings, or we think that we're like getting hate for certain things, and people do this all the time. She has done absolutely nothing besides make music, make a lot of money, put on great performances, and show up in a space. She doesn't even say anything. She barely posts anything on social media. And people still think she's ruining the world, ruining football, ruining a man's sport. Because that's how much power this woman brings into a space. But there's no justification because besides they showed her on a camera.
But like, I guess my question is, why? She's very
they do it about
basic to me.
World.
I know, and
if Beyonce was there, Beyonce
and I hate Beyonce. I hate because she's a part of the Illuminati.
Again, Taylor Swift is one of the most basic celebrities.
Yes.
Let's be clear. She's a big celebrity, but she has power and it's bringing people happiness. And she literally is making so much money and people are hating her for just going to an event.
I get it. I get it. And I get it. I get it. I guess I just don't understand why. And my problem with Swifties, I don't care if you like her.
Social media. It's just
but like the Swifties are so toxic. Like, because on my TikTok, I'm telling you, is flooded with Taylor Swift videos.
Again.
And the people that are Swifties that are arguing about the meanest things, I'm like, why do you do this?
This is, again, you're part of the fucking problem. You're investing in a social. I don't look at her on social media.
No, I don't look at her. It's other people's videos.
You're on social media. It's the news. It's what the news wants you to consume. It's what media wants you to consume. It's what America and this toxic world does to people.
But why?
I just listen to her music and I enjoy it, and I think that she has a rocking body. She wears glitter. She has good songs, and it like brings me peace. I don't pay attention to anything else. I'm not bullying people. I'm not invested in them not liking her. My thing is she's a powerful, successful woman, and people are hating her because she's selling out shows. She's selling out arenas. She has the biggest profit and tour ever, and she's going to be in history books, and people on social media are making it a bigger thing. If you took social media and the news out of it, you weren't watching football.
Well, it's not only the football thing, it's like every play. I was listening to a rock weightlifting playlist. Taylor Swift came on, and I was like, why though?
Okay, but that's the same way.
I don't understand.
There's other songs too. Sabrina Carpenter's on almost every playlist I listen to.
Really?
Everything.
I hardly ever hear her.
It's America. It's social media. It's like the algorithms. Like people are just consuming all of this shit, and it's making them hate things that they don't even need to hate. It's not that serious.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not that serious. I just really don't like her new album, and I wanted to stop showing up on all my playlists. Spotify. I
don't love all of the songs. There's some songs that I really love. I've already said it before. It's actually been scientifically proven that people that listen to Taylor Swift songs are more successful.
Really?
More calm, they have less anxiety. Like,
okay, so she's
very therapeutic though. Like,
I don't think so. Yeah, and I don't think so. It's very basic.
There's some that I've cried to where I'm like, I have felt this way. Like,
see, that's how I feel about Casey Musgraves. That's exactly how I feel about Casey Musgraves. So Taylor Swift don't connect.
To me, music is not anything about like the artists themselves. It's more of like the message you feel. I get chills when I listen to certain music. Like, if you can feel that kind of power, like, it doesn't, like, again, stop dealing with the media, stop dealing with what you see on TV, what you see on TikTok. It comes back to, do you connect with it? And if you do, then fucking great, love it. You like Nickelback or some shit. Like,
I do.
Again, it's just music. It's just an artist with an art. And if people like it, then like it. She's not ruining anything. She's fucking powerful and successful. And if someone did that to me, I'd be fucking pissed.
I mean, I cannot deny that she is powerful and successful. I need a Taylor Swift break.
People want breaks from us, girl.
I agree.
Put it into perspective.
That's why we just took a break. You're welcome.
Put it into perspective. You gotta take your heart out of like the annoyance of like what social media and media does in general. Like, it's just an artist with a literal sold out show everywhere around the world. But it's the same thing, you know, like if it was Coldplay.
Oh God,
you know, like, but it's art.
Yeah.
It's not that serious.
I mean, again, to each your own, but Spotify, stop putting her on my playlist. I cannot.
If you put hate onto the universe, it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah. I mean, you have valid points.
Literally just an artist making music.
I just don't, I really genuinely do not understand the obsession. Debut, yeah, 100%. I was obsessed with her when that came out. But other than that, no.
I will say Taylor Swift is often played at my house. Sometimes I'll just be like, hey, play Taylor Swift. I'm barely listening, but it's like the music in the background, calming, no worries, cried to it, love it. Henley loves it. I think she's powerful. I think it's amazing that this woman is doing this.
Have you ever seen Josie and the Pussycats, like that old movie that came out when we were probably 10 or 11?
No, but I saw something about Joan Jett with the girl that plays Bella in Twilight.
Yeah.
That shit.
So Josie and the Pussycats is all about how subliminal messaging is in music. It's like a silly movie, but it also makes you think a little of like, what are they? Again, conspiracy theory brain. What are they putting in our music? You should watch that movie. It's really good. It has Tara Reid, Rachel Lee, whatever. She's all that person.
Here's what I love about Taylor Swift's music is I genuinely feel like she's been part of the toxic Hollywood nonsense that goes on. Like she talks about it in some of her songs, and I'm like, I actually could see this. Like, cause again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you talk about it enough that I'm like, oh my god, is she referencing this situation? And I start to pick up on the fact that like the cultures and the terrible toxic things that go on in like that industry. I think I honestly see her as like a victim sometimes, and I don't see her as like the fucking ringleader in it.
Another episode, we'll have to dive into the Taylor Swift conspiracy theory because there's a huge conspiracy theory about Taylor Swift and how she's the devil's daughter, reincarnated.
Yeah, you talked about this before.
It's very interesting.
I don't believe these
I don't
things.
know.
I don't believe in that, actually. I don't believe in any of that, like
reincarnation.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. I believe that people like sell their kids to like Hollywood and this type of stuff, and it's like a really toxic situation. I don't believe that, like, yeah, that's too much for me.
Well, you know, might be true. I don't know.
Welcome back.
Okay, last thing I've been asking for a friend.
Ooh, okay, guys, we have something we're switching up for you guys. Asking for a friend. So we're going to read asking. This one won't be that way because we're doing it on the fly, but in the future we're going to have asking for a friend questions that we will announce on our Instagram, and we want to have you guys give us your feedback as well because we only have our own personal hot takes. So we want to have you guys say, we'll post like, this is the asking for a friend we're going to answer ourselves, but what do you guys have that you would answer? And then we'll share those and then also our own opinions. This one is just ours.
Yeah. Okay. So hashtag asking for a friend. Do you approve of licking ears? I recently learned that this is a thing that turns people on. If you lick the inside of ears, it apparently turns you on. And I cannot think of anything worse than that of my life. I'd rather lick a butthole than lick an ear. For sure.
Should we add would you rathers to this game?
Yes. What would you rather do, an ear or butthole?
An ear.
Really?
Are you serious? You would rather lick a
If it was a clean butthole?
You don't know if it's clean.
If like, I don't know.
Right now,
tonight, ears are disgusting.
You would lick Tony's butthole tonight over his ear. If
he had taken a shower, yes.
You don't get that choice.
Ears are so gross. And I do not approve. This would never turn me on. Ever. This would never turn me on. Never. I think it's gross.
You would literally rather lick a butthole where poop comes out of than an ear that sometimes has wax.
I think earwax. Have you ever cleaned out somebody's impacted earwax? If you had, you would think the same.
I've seen poop, diarrhea. Everything comes out of an asshole. All the bad shit in their body comes out of an asshole.
Impacted earwax smells horrible and it looks like a disgusting black slug. I cannot.
I'm in shock right now that you said you would lick an asshole.
I have cleaned impacted earwaxes multiple times when I worked in family practice, and it is foul. It is foul.
I would 100% lick the ear hole before the booty hole. So I want to know, we're doing a poll.
What about a toe or an ear?
Toe.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay, but yes, ears, that is a thing I've heard, that there's like something in an ear. I don't know what it is, or if it's just, maybe people are weird. I don't know. That it is like a sexual arousal thing.
I can't get behind it.
Because you know how like in sex that you can like breathe in their ear and it's like, and it like turns.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like any of that. If Tony tries to like breathe or whisper in my ear, I'm like, fucking get away. It's uncomfortable.
I don't either, but have you ever had chills when someone like?
Yeah, but not comfortable.
So that same thing that does that is what.
But I don't like that. Like people like that chilly feeling.
Apparently, if you licked it, it does the same.
I can't.
I don't want either. To be honest, I don't want you breathing in my ear. That's actually gonna make me not get off. First of all, if you breathe, I'll be like,
stop.
Basically, I don't want you to breathe.
Stop breathing.
I don't want breath or sweat. To be honest, that's not a turn on for me.
Ew, yeah. It's gross.
But yes, I don't want to be licked. I don't want to lick, and I don't want breath or to be
sweaty
on your ear either. I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird. I can't get behind it. I'm so sorry if you're into this. I don't get it. I don't get it.
We have a lot of questions that we'll be posting on Instagram for sure when this comes out, because I will not shame you.
No.
I just want to know.
I just have a lot of questions.
Same. Anyways,
all
right.
For
being here. Welcome back.
Yes.
We missed you.
Please, you guys, rate and review us. Follow us on Instagram. Share with your friends. YouTube. Yes, YouTube. All of those good things.
We have a really exciting season coming up.
Yeah.
We've mapped out all of our episodes. Like literally every single episode, we have guests that are coming. A lot of really good guests. So I don't know. I'm really excited for this season.
Yeah, same. So thanks for being here, guys. We love you. Bye.